is Phil Budge, and what I do, I'm retired. I retired after 40 years as a policeman, retired in 2002, and that's when I sort of started painting, well, not full-time, but pretty well full-time. Primary medium is oil, and it's probably my passion, I suppose, but I do have a really strong liking for pastel. I just love pastel. I like coloured pencil, and I like doing a bit of charcoal drawing. I started painting in 1992. My wife always knew that I always wanted to paint, but in my job as a detective and the hours that we worked, I couldn't paint. So in 1992, which was 10 years before I retired, but I could see retirement on the horizon, and my wife actually enrolled me in an evening class at Parramatta evening school, and I learnt basically right from scratch. I've always really loved Tom Roberts' work. I'm not saying that everything that the great artists did were always the best, but I'd throw Tom Roberts and definitely Hans Heysen without a doubt, and obviously Streeton's well up there. They're all the Australian ones, but you know, Elias Gruner, just a wonderful artist. Abrahams. I suppose you could say most of those wonderful old traditional painters. Modern era, there are quite a number of them, and a lot of them are very good friends. I did put Casey Seeley in amongst the best in the world, and I really think that he is. And look, Warwick Fuller, a totally different artist to Casey. They do different work, but in their own rights, they're just wonderful artists. But there are a lot of other people that I really think they're great. I really like Bruce Roberts' work. I've always liked Bruce's work. Probably Robert Simpson has been around for quite a long time, and I haven't seen any bad work that Robert's ever done. I'm not in it to make money. It's not that I've got a lot of money. I don't have a lot of money, but my aim is not to make lots of money. It's lovely to sell a painting. It really gives you, apart from getting a few dollars for it, it gives you a bit of yes, you really like it. Say, oh, someone likes my work well enough to hang it on their wall. That's nice. So you get a lot of satisfaction out of that. I want to be a lot better than I am. I know I can be a lot better than I am too, and it's really it's just the hard yards to do it. The more you paint, the better you're going to get. The more different aspects that you paint, different. Like we're up here painting in the mountains at the present moment, which is where I live, and there's so much to paint here, and it's so very different to painting down on the foreshores of Manly. Both in their rights are wonderful areas to paint, and both so very different. The atmosphere in the mountains, I think, is second to none. I can't name another place where you'll find atmosphere like you get around here, especially around Lura. And you know, we were painting down there this morning, just at the end of our street here, and the atmosphere, which was very blue, of course it was, but photos can't show that. You can take a photo, it won't come out, but you look at it and it's just so atmospheric. It's like as if it's raining in there, but it's blue and it's sunshine. The escarpments, when you blend the atmosphere and the escarpments in together, oh mate, that's just heaven. That's what I love about the mountains. My wife and son could not be more supportive. Couldn't be more supportive, and still are. Yes. I have no troubles about going away on trips. If I do, she hasn't said anything, but I'm always encouraged by them to go away. Well, from painting outdoors, you've got the instant colour. You're actually looking at what you're trying to paint and what you're trying to achieve. If you're painting from a photograph, and it's probably easier to paint from a photograph because you got it right in there, and nothing's going to change. It's going to be the same for 24 hours. And you could draw. You could say, "Oh no, that's not right. You need to do a change here." Whereas you can't actually do that out in plein air. But the different shades of blues and greens and all of the lovely greys and that are out in plein air, they don't come up in photos. They just don't come up in photos. It's like a pure colour. Look around here. Look at what we've got. It's pure colour. I'm reasonably happy with where I am. Obviously, I want to go a lot further, and I will go a lot further. I know that. I'm actually following two tracks at the present moment, and for the last few years I've also been doing a fair bit of portraiture, and obviously portraiture is indoors and with models and everything, and I intend to continue on with that because I really do like it. I love it. It's great, but I won't say I prefer plein air, but I probably do prefer plein air. It's just totally different, and I will continue on with plein air, and hopefully I'll get to the stage where more people will like my work. The beauty of plein air painting is that we paint together, and it doesn't matter where we go. There might only be 2, 3, 4, or it might be 15 or 20 of us go on our trips, and I'm talking about the Australian Plein-Air Painters Group, of which we're all part of. The mateship in that is second to none. Our campfires are second to none. Our campfire cooking with the odd glass of red wine is just wonderful too. The stories that you tell and the things that you learn, people like you and I are very, very lucky and fortunate to be part of this group. When you got people like, well, probably the old grandmaster is Doug Seeley, very, very, very well known in the landscape area of painting, and he, Casey, Warwick, all of these professional painters who are very, very good friends of all of us, they're always so willing to come along and say, "Oh, I don't like that there," or perhaps you might try and do that, or "Gee, that's good, don't touch that," or Casey might come and say, "Now don't make a tart out of it." What he's meaning is you've gone far enough. You don't want to muck it up. These sort of things, it helps people. It helps us achieve what we're trying to in the end result. But look, we've got just a wonderful bunch of people, and we're so fortunate.